Hello my friends, and welcome to episode 9 of Let's Play City Skylines Trinity. Now take a look at this. See this? I did a little bit of work between the last episode and this one just because I thought a lot of it would be too boring to show on camera, but mainly what I did is I straightened out the edge of this and I planted trees. Pretty much all I did. But when you look at this from afar, it's a very distinct feature, and people are using the small segment of road that we have going on. So let's take a look. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. It really gives it a distinctive look and a distinctive set away from the rest of everything, because you can't tell really from down here whether there are like tons of buildings up here or if there are nothing at all, because it's so sort of separate from everything. But yes, this is our turnpike, and we've only just built part of it. Over here, of course, is the main avenue which comes into the city, or the main highway, and it goes, well, it doesn't go anywhere yet. It just sort of dead ends here and people can get off and go to their places. You see my little exit thingy over here, which is as far as people can get on this highway for now, because it ends over here in this hilarious little dirt connector for anyone who somehow manages to get all the way over here. But today we are going to continue and hopefully finish this highway, at least the major portions. What we need is one more exit over here, and then we need two more over here, and then its final connector. That is what we are going to do. So to start off, I want to make some bridges. Now it's only going to be 2 wide, but the bridge, if you make a 2 wide bridge like this, it just looks boring. So for the sake of it looking a little bit more interesting, we are going to use this. This right here is a 3-lane bridge, and the standard that comes with the game. By the way, people keep asking what mods I have, and I really don't have too many mods, but I do know it's a subject of interest for people, so maybe if I remember at the beginning of next episode or some other not very far in the future episode, I will actually show those off, maybe before I load up the game or load up the world. Yeah, the one side's a little higher than the other, but that's do I want to rebuild it just for that? Not really. I think I can live with that. It might bother me later though, I don't know. So what we're gonna do is this road is going to curve this way until it's too high, and then we're going to have a portion that goes straight like this, and we're going to elevate it by a little bit, and you see what we're doing here. And there we have it. Now you might be asking, why did you make it go from 2 to 1? Well, that is going to be a pretty easily answerable question very soon. But before we get to that, I'm using my brain. It's a dangerous thing to do, but I'm doing it. Okay, this on this side needs to come up and then start to turn. Complete its turn. Oh yes, and this is the main external line, so we have lots of interesting stuff going on over here. What I want to have happen is the exit, of course, comes off of here, but we also need an exit off of here. And I would like them to connect with each other. So here's what we're going to do. Is going to go like that. And keep in mind, we can always back up if we feel that we have screwed up in any way. So, connect that. Is, okay. I'm certain there's enough room under here. And there, oh. Yeah, sometimes the game will do things like this to you. And it's pretty annoying. But if you do that, see, it works somehow. So, there we go. And this is going to connect to here. And just like before, this is going to go down here. We are going to mock up a stupid looking toll booth. Just like this. And then this is going to go like that. Very important to have these toll booths for the Turnpike aesthetic. And I am sticking by that. So there we go. And now that there's a way out, we can get rid of this crappy little thing. Alright, but now we need a way onto the highway. So this is where we can get creative. You know what I'm thinking? Thinking the way on might be right here, but it would start from here. But I think we can get a little bit clever. Can we get clever? I don't know. The answer is yes. Yes, we can. So here's what we're going to be doing. Now, doing one-way stuff can be a bit perilous for certain in this game. But I think it can work out for us. Do we really want to do that though? You know what we're going to do? We're just going to keep it the way it is for now. And then I'm sure we'll be upgrading this later because the amount of traffic that we're going to have on this area will increase. And oh look, we do have our first vehicles using it. So that's good to know. Okay, well here's what I want to do. I want to take one and it's going to get high. Just like this. And the reason it's going to get high is because it has to connect. Oh, look at how many people are using this already. I guess this is a faster way to get here than using these other roads. So let's do that, and I think we can be pretty happy with that. But, it does bring into question what we do here. Okay. It would make more sense just to hook that up there, I guess, but let's hook this up around here, and there we go. And that is our approach to the Turnpike Bridge. And the other one is a lot more straightforward. We're going to make this a nice, gradual, well, gradual as much as we can, friendly curve. Okay. Like I said, I am pretty certain that we are going to run into problems in the future here, but those are future me's problems, not current me. But yes, most people using this to get off on the exit are going to not be using this after we rebuild the bridge, because they're going to be going across the bridge. But for now, it's pretty useful to have, I guess you could say. By the way, this isn't dug in, this is just packed up dirt. And I had to dig out that little lump I made. Remember that? Yeah, most of that has been dug up in the process of making this. But I think maybe, perhaps, continuing this berm over here in sort of a more low-key way can be a way, and then we'll just have this berm end here. And I think that's the technical word. I was really having trouble thinking of words last time I did this. I don't know why. Just sometimes, you know, your brain does not function as well as it does other times. I mean, well, I say your, I mean mine, you know. It's quite possible you're just all smart cookies and your brains are 100% at all times. It's entirely possible. I would be willing to assume that you are all smarter than me. It's quite possible. I'll have to look for that tree mod that somebody mentioned. But there we go. There is the beginning of our thing, and we are going to hit the save button as we go here. You get to watch saving in real time. Aren't you also very special? You get to see that. So now it's time to go down here, and we have to think about what we're doing here, because there is a natural valley over here, you see? So I'm thinking, what if this portion of Turnpike becomes elevated when it gets to that area? That is my thinking right now. So we can have our little approach on both sides, although we're going to have to jiggle that a little bit. Dooba-doop doop doop dooba-dooba-doo doo-doo-doo doo doo. There we go. Actually doesn't look so bad. Makes it look a little bit asymmetrical with this side, but that's okay. I can live with a little bit of asymmetry. So now what it's time to do is let's take a look at some of our terrain here. You see this, it digs in, but I think it would also, if we keep this right at the terrain it is here, we're going to dig in here, but then go up over there. Oh, and by the way, let's preemptively edit this. There we go. And once again, we are going back to just 2 wide. And if we need more capacity, we'll build different highways, because I want this to be just like I'm doing here. So, time to demolish you. And the question is, where exactly do we want the exit? Because do we want it to connect to here, or might we want to connect it somewhere else? Because we're only going to have 3 exits over here, and they're going to be over here somewhere, over here, and then the one over there. So, I think I know what I want to do. But yes, it does involve continuing to cut this cut over here. So we're going to do that. And let's continue these straight portions. And yes, they can branch out a little bit more, like so. Basically, let's build the road first and then worry about the exits. Alright, well, I could make it go straight across here, but this is really close to the hub, and there are going to be a lot of different train routes coming out of here, so I don't want to crowd up that area with possible highway problems. So instead of doing that, why not let's have the highway curve over here. In fact, I'm going to take off these last 2 bits because it's going to curve. And as you can see, without changing elevation at all, what was once elevated, or what was once dug in, has now become elevated. So, oh man, and the thing is, like, it would be a lot easier just to slap down highways, but I personally think this is more appealing. Now, it's up to you guys. Well, it's not entirely up to you, to be honest, but you know, I will be listening to your input if you like this or you'd rather see me just slap things down. But by and large, I've just been really in the mood to do things like this. Oh, I like this approach. I like it a lot. Now, we could and probably should leave room to grow here for a bigger road under here, as well as you need room for this to really work. But you see that? It's very efficient how this all works. We'll get to preserve our farmhouse over here, which could be seen as a historic thing. And we are really cutting it close to these tracks. So what we're going to do is dig or pile our dirt over here. And we don't need more dirt. We're using the dirt that we already have from previous projects to do this. It's very efficient in this way. So, yep, you curve like that. And there. Okay, and then down. Yeah, it is a little bit... I was going to say it's a little snug, but it actually works out okay. Going to be a problem if we ever want to elevate this, but that's alright. That will be a problem for traffic engineers of the future. I like this. Not an elevation change, and it goes from being elevated to underground. But what I want to do is, I actually want to run it around back here. So, well, now we have these stupid power lines, and you know how I feel about these power lines, so we're just going to do that, and then hopefully we won't have to think about them anymore. And that, I'm afraid that probably won't work. Yeah, you can't just drag it over, although it's not that big of a deal. We can simply do that. And right. Oh, look at that. That is perfectly smooth. I always like when it works out, when things work out that way. There we go. And there's a lot of extra crap over here, but we can edit that later. So let's just continue this straight out. And as you can see, it sort of starts to level out with the ground here. So we're going to have to make some decisions. And I think, yeah, I think bridging this over would be the best bet. But I'm not going to keep it at this elevation forever. That would be a little problematic. So we're going to slowly elevate it as it goes over here. Although, actually, you know what? We're going to keep it at this elevation. And we're going to replace this with a bridge. And there we go, making it more gradual. Although, I'd actually like to have the slope be there. Let's see. Let's take a look. There we go. Better. Yeah, it's actually straight. We can make it perfectly straight and almost perfectly flat. There we go. We are wizards. And what I'm going to do with this is let's actually curve it. Like this. You see? That makes a lot of sense. And just because we have this now disconnected, we are going to commission a little road that goes like that. See how easy this all is? Very simple. Okay. And now for this portion, man, this is going to take a third episode. It's just nuts how much. Oh no, we have to dump some of our soil somewhere. Well, we have this trusty spot where we are going to continually dump and then redig the soil forever. We dumped a lot of soil that time, though. Holy crap. But yeah, it's a, might be a landmark for future tourists, as I stated last time. But we are going to curve that like that. And there we go. That curve overcompensates. We are going to fix it if we can, and of course we can. It still might overcompensate just a tad. It's actually, well, we'll see. And getting these curves to be exactly right is almost impossible, so I usually don't try. But there is a good fundamental look. And you know what we're going to do? We are going to be ending this episode, but just to give you a notion of how this is going to work, what we are going to do is we are going to drive on what we have so far. And this should go straight along the highway. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to see what we see of the highway so far. So backtracking to get on the road. I do fear that people are going to be using this, but that's okay. They're actually allowed. So getting on the dirt road. That is the temporary connector. And here we are, beginning of the highway. Keep in mind, this will all be either flattened out or it will be pushed forward. So this first portion of the highway that we're seeing is very unfinished. But as you see, very simple motion, and holy crap, the abandonment on that industry over there. But yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. But we are infrastructure building. Alright, so we're dug in once again, and we happily come up on our brand new bridge. Oh yeah. Gotta love these bridges. Very nice. A very nice look for us. And then we are going to curve around. It's a bit of a severe curve there, but I think it's okay. And now we're joining in with the traffic that has come. Yeah, and you see how this area is so much nicer because it's already been modified with trees and slopes and all sorts of good things. But now we pick or go by our second to last exit, and now it's time for us to go over the rail and down. Now it's just the highway by itself, so it's going to be a little narrower, and it's a little deep here, but we have these roads already crossing. Oh man, yes indeed, this is the look that we have. What do you guys think about this? Because I rather like that kind of look, and I think it's worth spending time on. So we are going to go around. Up we go, we've paid our toll. And now we are exiting onto the big highway, which of course is just spurious at this point. I believe that's the correct word. The quality of having or being a spur. So we are just going to happily pull into the town, and that will be a great way to end the episode. Oh yes, things are looking good. Now you gotta wonder, yep, even though there's no exit over here yet, people are using this to get all the way over here. I just love the idea that this highway temporarily comes to a stop on a dirt road, which is like the access road of temporary features. But it's just very funny. And then they pull on, and then they can go at full highway speeds, and everything is good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you liked it, and next time we are just going to be doing this some more. So, see you then.